Welcome back to AFCON Food Battles, where I put the two nations playing each other to the real test. With this series, we're putting the footballist side and seeing who has the best cuisine in Africa. Nigeria versus Tanzania. Let's see who wins. In the second episode of AFCON Food Battles, we've got two major teams playing each other, and we're going with jollof rice and suya from Nigeria. It's a staple throughout the country, and I made it a few times before, so you know how to make it again. Our great jollof rice bases start with some charred vegetables. We're going with the classic red pepper, tomato, garlic, onion, and ginger. Once it's all roasted up and blended, we're going to put it aside, and this is going to be the base for our jollof rice. For the last episode, I mentioned that the series has to have a few other requirements, but for the dishes has to be similar in nature to make it as fair taste as possible. Doing this episode in particular was super easy because Africa is well known for its braised rice and grilled meat. Number one tip I learned from making a jollof rice base is that you reduce it heavily to get that flavour. Filling with a few spices, basmati rice and our vegetable stock. Put it into the oven for 40 minutes at 160 degrees. You guys know we had to pair it with suya, so we've got some beef steaks, oil, suya powder, lots of it. A bit of salt too. We're going to skewer them up and they're going to be looking like this. Basically cover them again in suya powder because we want that nice crust on it. Get grilled, put aside, and onto our final element of the dish. Don't get me wrong, fried plantain is super unhealthy, but there's literally no better other way to cook it. Don't get that flavour or texture if you do it any other way. To Tanzania, we're going with the classic mishkaki. It's basically a grilled skewer meat, really popular in the country. It includes coriander paste, a few spices, lemon juice, vinegar, tamarind paste, and some oil. I'm going to get mixed up, left to marinate for at least half an hour and skewered up again. Traditionally, this would be put onto a barbecue, but obviously we didn't have that inside. And of course, we're going to pair this with a rice dish, so we're going with Tanzanian pilau. This dish has many influences, including the Arab and Indian traders that brought it along the coast. To start with some onions, peppers, garlic, and ginger, which are going to get sweated off in the pan. Probably the beef will be included in the mixture, but we've gone with the mishkaki on the side, so we didn't need it. The tip for elevating this dish to the next level is making a homemade spice blend. With cumin, coriander, cloves, and a few other ingredients, I'm finished with some turmeric. Made the mistake of adding the turmeric in before in the blender, and it literally just stained the whole inside. Toast off the rice for a couple minutes and go with our coconut milk and vegetable stock, and there we go. Definitely came out as one of my best looking rice dishes. I'm gonna put the two countries to the test. Starting off with Nigeria, I had to go and try the jollof rice. Flavors were definitely hitting the spot. It was well seasoned, had a nice little spice kick to it. So your beef, you just can't fault it, had a classic smoky flavour. To Tanzania, the rice was super aromatic, had a good texture to it. Also, beef had an interesting flavour. I would have liked to be more grilled. And the winner I'm going with today is Nigeria.